Hey everyone, so today I have one of the coolest phones for 2009, the HTC HD2. This phone is definitely quite an interesting one, and definitely a must-have for people who like to collect smartphones from this era, in my opinion. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at this phone. So it's got 5 buttons on the front here: answer call, home, start menu, back, and power, decline call, combo. On the top here, you'll find a few things like ambient light sensor, I think, as well as a notification LED, as well as the speaker grill for taking calls, of course, and some T-Mobile branding. Now, a T-Mobile model was important because this model actually had a bit more RAM than the standard HD2. The T-Mobile HD2 is definitely a bit more powerful than the standard other carrier one. So I'm gonna not quite take a look at the rest of the phone yet, and I'll explain in a minute. But I want to turn my attention to the software. So you might have heard of HTC's HTC Sense. Well, this was actually created for this device. You see, this device was made at a time when Windows Mobile was getting pretty old and clunky, and Windows Mobile 6.5 really wasn't quite good enough by itself by 2009. Since Windows Phone 7 was still a bit over the horizon, they decided to go ahead and just make this really impressive skin for Windows Mobile. And while there are some Windows stuff still, HTC built their own apps, a lot of their own apps, and then those replaced the standard Windows Mobile ones. As you can see, it's hardly the most fluid thing today, but at the time, this was very sleek, and was able to compete with iPhones from the time as well, so that was pretty cool. And you can see there's definitely some, it's not completely different, but there are a lot of unique elements that Sense brings to the table. And you can see here, one of the big advantages going with Windows Mobile, because, Android was still in its infancy at this point. Windows Mobile, though, had a massive catalog of apps, and you got some included ones that are pretty familiar, like Facebook, Shazam, YouTube, Amazon MP3, because 2009, and you also got some nice Microsoft ones like Office Mobile, and then there's of course Internet Explorer, but they also include Opera, so that's good. But yeah, HTC built a lot of custom apps, but they also include some of Microsoft's own. But anyway, if you take a look around here, you can see that also one advantage to running Windows Mobile, as I mentioned before, was you get access to all the Windows Mobile software, so you can play Bejeweled 2 on this, and believe it or not, even without a stylus, because this has a capacitive touchscreen. This is very playable, and I think that you could definitely, I was playing Bejeweled on here earlier, and it was just fine. I liked it a lot, and so I think this is a great little pocket PC gaming device, honestly. There are some situations where you will miss the precise stylus input, but it is it's very well optimized, and I think the HTC Sense combined with Windows Mobile is pretty good. However, the software experience didn't have to end there. People really liked this phone because it was so overpowered for the time. So if I go to settings here, and I go to about phone, hardware information, it says I believe this has a Qualcomm Snapdragon S1. It's clocked at 1024 megahertz, so just like 1 gigahertz. Which is pretty impressive for the time. You'll find 576 megs of RAM. And yeah, you can see some of the other specifications here. I'll be sure to link a whole spec sheet in the description. But yeah, for a time, these were pretty impressive specs. These T-Mobile ones came with a 16 gigabyte micro SD card included. So that was pretty impressive too. That was a lot of storage back then. And what's really special about the HD2 though is because it had such impressive specs for a time, lots and lots of custom ROMs were made for this. So not only did you get some custom Windows Mobile ones, but you also got Windows Phone 7 brought to this, maybe even Windows Phone 8 too. Somebody got Windows RT on to run on this. But that's not all. People also got Android on this all the way up to Nougat, and on top of all of that, people also got Firefox OS, Ubuntu, and other stuff even after that to run on this. So many, it was so powerful that people were able to kind of take advantage of that and keep supporting this thing years after it lost mainstream relevance, which was really, really cool. But what's even cooler about this HD2 is that this wasn't a normal one. You see, I got this HD2 just hoping to get an HD2, and I got sent an HD2 that was a tad bit different than what you'd normally get, and I had no idea I'd be getting that until I got it. So the reason I haven't shown you the back is because of this. That's right. This is either like a pre-production model. I don't think it's a prototype. I discussed it with some people, and I don't think it's a prototype, but maybe there's a chance that it is. But nah, this is probably a pre-production model. And that's really cool, because if you go ahead and take a look at this article, you can see the leaked HD2 image before release shows a phone that looks very similar to this with the same text on the back, lorem ipsum and everything. And yeah, this appears to be a pre-production model. Now, I don't think this is the one in that photo, because you'll notice that this has an FCC logo. The one in the Yahoo Finance article does not have that. So I don't think this is the exact one there, but I think that this is probably a pre-production unit. It would certainly make sense. The software appears to be final. I mean, it's a very close to production device. And while we're back here, I'll just go ahead and show you the rest of the ports. We've got micro USB, a 3.5mm headphone jack, microphone, I assume. On the side here, pretty simple, 5-megapixel camera on the back here, speaker, flash. On the top, pretty simple, not much to see. And finally, there's this little volume rocker here. So yeah, a very nice, minimal device. So yeah, that's just been a look at the HD2. Hope you found this interesting. I think it's a very cool device, and especially in this, I'm guessing, pre-production form, because this is not normal. But yeah, it's a very neat device. Awesome to have in the collection, and I hope you found this video interesting. So, yeah.